Hi all, thank you for joining us for the first jewelry e-commerce webinar of 2021. This is going to be a very practical session to help you improve your Etsy jewelry store. We have here with us today two great experts that are going to review live in this session several Etsy shops that were submitted to us by some of you over the last 2 weeks. So each of you can take some practical insights for your very own shops from the experts review online. We have here with us Liran Weiss. Liran is the CEO of eDealer and a leading e-commerce expert with a specific expertise in Etsy and handmade jewelry. Liran runs the biggest Etsy community in Israel with over 7,000 members on Facebook. Igor Nusinovich here is an international jewelry e-commerce expert and the CEO of Valigara Online Jewelry Manager, an all-in-one software for managing a jewelry e-commerce business end-to-end and across marketplaces such as Etsy, Amazon, eBay, and many more. Igor is a jewelry e-commerce veteran with over 15 years of experience in e-commerce and has managed more than 100 online jewelry stores. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us. And before we begin, maybe a word about the holiday season. I've seen that MasterCard today reported that jewelry sales grew by 46% year over year from 2019. And this is despite and maybe because of COVID-19. And I wanted to ask you, what was the Etsy sales part in this figure and what are your main insights from this holiday season on Etsy shops? Liran, maybe you begin.
Hi. So actually, Etsy did very well this season. It's even double itself. You can see that there is like something like 42% growth in even in sellers. I mean, a lot of new sellers and some and it doubled itself with customers. I mean, a lot of sales. It started at the beginning of the COVID-19. It started with face masks, but a new audience came to Etsy, and they keep on going. I mean, they stayed on Etsy. They got familiar with Etsy, which they never heard about before, I guess, and now they know about it. So the audience grew. And the second thing that happened, I mean, there is no offline shops open, so people are still buying. Some of them are still buying, but now they are buying online, and some of them are just feeling for some reason that they need to purchase more. So we will be the last one to stop them. That's for sure. That's why we are here, and we really felt it. I mean, shops that worked well before the COVID-19 worked really well this season. I mean, this was the best holiday season for sure. I mean, also on Etsy and on Amazon and eBay, we all felt it.
Great, that's good news. Igor, so Valigara manages a lot of Etsy jewelry shops and other jewelry shops. What have you seen on your platforms over the last month?
So first of all, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us. And so Etsy definitely is a big winner in this year, because obviously comparing to previous years, the big names like eBay and Amazon were always on the map. And the big change for Etsy this year was that it actually joined this group because many new people coming into the e-commerce, into the online sales, both from sellers and both from buyers. So on the buyer's side, if 2 years ago or 3 years ago, probably you were speaking to the person in the street and he wouldn't have known what Etsy is, and even wouldn't be able to pronounce the name of this marketplace. So today it became kind of a standard for handmade, for also for jewelry, because as we know, about 25% of Etsy is jewelry marketplace. So it definitely enjoyed this year. And what is more interesting, this year was very different in terms of the behavior both of sellers and buyers. They came more prepared because everybody was locked in their houses, and they were much more focused and kind of trained on e-commerce. So what we saw that unlike previous years, the peak of the season, of course, it was great, but it was not as sharp, like last minute purchases, they did exist, but much less than previous years, because people already had it in their minds that, okay, I am going to purchase online and I need to prepare, I need time for shipping. And they did really, it was much more flat and interesting curve than previous years, that it was a really huge spike when sellers don't sleep and buyers don't get their shipping. So it was much more intense, much more active, but a little bit more calm.
Okay. We promised our audience today a very practical session where we review live some of the stores that were sent to us by various Etsy shop owners. So I want to hand over to you, Igor, to review the first stop. Obviously, we would only have time to review a handful of stores today, but if you're in the audience and you want your store reviewed by the experts, send us your shop's URL here in the chat or later in email to marketing@valigara.com after this session, and we'll make sure that you get some valuable feedback back. And I hand over to you, Igor, to review the first shop that we got, the Golden Acorn Jewelry by Svetlana and Victoria.
Okay, so yeah, sure. I will start the screen sharing. As always, it will take some time because now my screen sharing. Okay, now the screen sharing takes a second. So yeah, so first of all, I want to apologize because we will not be able to go over all the stores, and we will try to cover as many of them, but not on account of quality. So yes, so this first shop, which we took just to cover different types of businesses running here and on different stages. And this shop that we received from one of the people who are attending this webinar is, and so as we see, I selected this shop just to look at somebody who is on one side is a newcomer just starting their business. On the other side is kind of established shop having not 20 or 30 of listings, and we see that a lot of work has been done here. So so the first thing that grabs the attention here, and we hear a lot these questions. Okay, I opened my Etsy store maybe 5 years ago, and nothing was done. And then we see a situation like this, like 2 sales since 2019. So should I run into this shop, or should I even start a new one? Because we have like, okay, I have my store since 2014 with 10 sales. Is it good enough? Should I open a new one, or continue with the existing one? On one side, the moment you have a shop that exists for 5-6 years, it's a good thing because it gives more trust. You're more professional person. On the other side, when you have 2 sales in 5 years, it doesn't look so good. So there is no right or wrong answer for this, if to continue to operate this shop or open a new one. From my perspective, when I look at the stores, the main question here will be, will you be able to revive the store and bring it to the next 100 sales well, what you can do to bring the first 100 sales. This is, I think, this is the number one question and number one target maybe for each store, because this is where the farming, the preparation of the store ends. This is where you learn to handle the sales, handle the technically all the aspects of your store, and basically only after that you go into the trading, into the actively working and using your store for profit. So so here when I look at stores like this, I always ask people, do you guys have the ability now to make the first 100 sales? And my recommendation is, when I look at this, at this store, for example, and I see the items with $3,000 items, it's a challenge here in this case, simply because if I want now to get to my 100 sales, so how do I do this? I have to probably work with dumping prices, forgetting about any profits. So creating the dumping prices on the $3,000 item is a little bit challenging comparing to, let's say, $200 item. So on the $200 item, I can decide, okay, guys, the first 100 sales, I'm even losing money on each sale just to establish my store. And in this case, the question here, if this item on one side, it brings a lot of trust to the store, because it says, look, I am able to work with the expensive items. On the other side, will I be able to sell it in the beginning of my store? Will it really sit here and basically spend my PPC or budget or the traffic that Etsy gives to me? It's a question. So this is where I would be checking myself if I am able to create the instant flow, so that I am able to create, let's say, in 3 months to get to 100 sales. Liran, what does it make sense to you? What do you think about this, to this situation?
Okay, so first of all, I think it can be done, but there is some things to do. I mean, if we look at the banner is great. It's very lighted. I mean, you can see everything. I think there is some issues or something to be enhanced. I mean, if we look at the photos on this shop, this shop, I think the backgrounds, something is a bit dark here. I mean, it's like, let's say, like they they took pictures at home and not at a studio or something. I expect to see items with $1,000 and above to be to have a much better photos, I guess. Secondly, maybe this photo or this kind of photos should be as a first photo in each item, because people want to see the sizing and something. It doesn't have to be that way, but I think the first thing that I would try to work on is the photography at this shop. Secondly, you talked about the pricing, so maybe she should do some kind of sales. I mean, at the shop, I can't see any sale now, which is something that is a kind of eye-catching that this shop doesn't have, that can help her to bring more traffic. I can see she's using free shipping, which is great, which is obvious. I mean, it's something that must be done. I'm not sure about the photos. I'll start with the photos. I mean, I'm not sure about the photos. And secondly, something that I don't know here, but when was the last time that this shop upload new item or publish new items? It is very important on Etsy to keep uploading items. I mean, to get the shop moving, having more items, to have like 300 items at least. I mean, to be found on Etsy. I mean, it's very hard to be found on Etsy. One way to be found is uploading new items to the shop. Secondly, is to play with ads on. I mean, Etsy ads can work great, especially when you're pricing in this. If this is the price point, I mean, $200 and $300 and above, you can do great work on the Etsy ads, which I think they are not doing just because I see 2 sales. I mean, it's something that need to be checked. Why only 2 people bought from them till now? Maybe the shop was on vacation, you know, till yesterday. I'm not sure about it, but I think there is a lot to do. I mean, first of all, I will start with the photos to examine what happened if I'm taking the first photo to be with the lady. I mean, secondly, I would have tried to run some sales. Okay. to get life back to the shop. And you know what? Even if she have some people that approaching her via let's say Facebook, Instagram, talking with her and asking about purchasing some jewelry, maybe she should point them, or they should point them to buy on Etsy. I mean, to bring more sales to Etsy. I mean, 1, 2, 10 sales to Etsy from social media can help the shop. People will see that there is some more sales, and Etsy will see that this shop is working.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if shop is not making any sales, Etsy won't show this shop on the first pages. That's for sure.
So here I would, yes, I definitely agree with this. And even what we always recommend to people when they start an Etsy shop or any other eBay, whatever, Amazon, basically not to take it as a standalone shop. But if you're not starting from zero, then opposite, take your existing business and use the existing business to support, to ignite your Etsy shop. For example, provide a small discount to people who are even coming into your physical shop, not only online. If you have a physical shop and then you say, guys, 3% down and go to my Etsy and make a purchase. So definitely it's a huge advantage comparing to somebody that has no background, no existing operation, and no ability to drive direct traffic, which obviously loves if you're able to bring direct traffic to your Etsy. Yeah, so it's a very good point, thanks. And here, another thing that I have mentioned, more technical, so I'm looking at the stores more maybe technical from the platform point of view. When I look at this sections, I see that the sections are actually the section names, they can be much more targeted, explaining a little bit better how you position your items. So for example, it can be earrings. At the same time, it can be fine earrings, or it can be designer earrings, or something that also the person that gets into the shop is more involved on looking at this earrings. As much as I understand, the sections are here on the left are being indexed by Etsy also for search, right?
Yeah, on Etsy and also on Google.
And also on
Google and Etsy are searching this, scanning those.
So definitely look at looking at this sections. I would add a little bit more power to the section names, and also it's a big question, especially when we see a store with a lot of sections. It's kind of misleading. It's creating some disturbance to the person that trying to understand what does this shop try to sell to me. So here is a good example. I would definitely rework the earrings, the sections names, and then also on the images, as you spoke, Liran. From our experience, well, due to the fact that in Bulgaria it's very easy, we always recommend to add promotional images to the products. So the promotional images could be simply adding the image of the box, how you sell your jewelry, because especially on the expensive items, probably it's a giftable item at this price range. It's being purchased as a gift. So then, if I'm buying this, my only need is basically this gift box. I will use this gift box to give it as a gift. So when I make a decision to make the purchase, I want to know that this gift, what is my experience? What is the maybe the certificate or appraisal or any other part of the process of the purchasing process and of all this package that I am receiving at home. What any other ideas for promotional images that Liran, you can?
Yeah, I mean, there is an option to add some kind of badges, you know, like bestseller, US seller, free shipping, or whatever. You can put it on the first page, on the first image as well. that can help. And Etsy allowing, I mean, there, or let's say it's not like on Amazon that you can't do it.
Yeah.
So this you can add some badge. This can be nice. I want to say that it's good that she uploaded a video. I mean, most of the shop are not doing so, and this is an advantage. And now you can see the ring. I mean, and actually, it's very nice. I mean, it's much better than the images.
Yes, and the photography. Absolutely.
And now you can see the sizing and everything, and it's great. I mean, this is something I think you all should do. I mean, if you can do exactly like this, it's called a boomerang on Instagram. Something like 5-10 seconds. It will be great for your shop. People will watch it. I believe that Etsy in a few months will add another filter like ads with video. I mean that you can see that they will show items, only items with video if you would like, and then it will be a great advantage for your shop, because most of the people, I mean most of the sellers are not even familiar with this option. They don't know that it exists now in the last few months.
Great, guys. We've been reviewing this shop for the last 15 minutes. Are there any important points that you want to mention on this shop, or should we move to the next shop to review?
Definitely there are, but as we want to touch, I'm sure that the same points will appear also in the next shop. So to summarize here, definitely for this shop, to concentrate on making the first 100 sales, improving the images for this, and creating sales, and making a little bit overall here on the sections and on the product information by helping buyers know better what the image and what the experience is. So these three things in my opinion will definitely do good for this shop. And I'm sure that also when we switch to different shops, there will be more relevant insights.
Okay, yeah. The second shop is Baltinester's shop. It's a jewelry and Judaica shop, also on Etsy. Here we have it open. Liran, maybe you want to go first?
Yeah, I know this shop. This is a nice shop, very nice shop. Okay, your arms shop. If you can scroll down a bit, we can see it's a kind of a niche shop. I mean, it's for Judaica, which is a great thing to do in Etsy. Not just selling Judaica, but to be in a niche. I mean, in something that you don't need to that you can win. And the way to win is to have like you can see here, 70, 100 items. I mean, a lot of items at this shop. It's a huge shop. On Etsy, the average shop has around 60 items. Okay, and this is a very huge shop. I mean, it's like 30 shops. This is what it means. I mean, if someone is looking for Kabbalah jewelry, he can find here 229 items, which is great. I mean, actually, when someone is looking for Kabbalah jewelry or Star of David pendant on Etsy, let's say there is 1,000, and here we can find 100 of those 1,000. I guess there is much more than 1,000, but maybe 10,000, not a million like a wedding ring. Okay, so this is a niche, and you want to be the biggest, the largest shop on your niche. You can see the photos are, I think they're very good. I mean, you can actually they're the white background and they are all in the same style. I mean, there is an atmosphere of the same shop and the same designer. Okay.
Igor, what do you think?
So, for this shop, yes, definitely. What is important, and I completely agree. Now, when we look here again at the sections, right? Each section provides more precise information about what I am buying, and what is important, it provides a good variety. So that I don't see here a section with 3 items. So why would I go to a section in a store when I have only three three products there. So sometimes, and here we also see a very long list of the sections, which actually might be a little bit confusing. So maybe as an A/B testing, I would try to even combine a little bit by bringing, let's say, the smaller one together, because I want to make sure that the buyer has a reason to click on the section name. Now, unlike different marketplaces like Amazon or eBay, on Etsy we have a huge percentage, about 40% of buyers get into the store. So the store appearance is important, unlike Walmart or the huge one, where most of the traffic comes only from the search when people do not switch to the shop. So in this case, definitely it's worth taking a look at from the buyer perspective. Now, so as Liran said, there is a good investment done here on the images. What is missing for me here when I look at this shop? No promotions. So it's something that I definitely would take a look at. So sometimes people ask, should I put the whole store on the promotion? No. But creating 2-3 different promotions like 15%, 25%, and maybe even 5 products with the 30% discount would make the job when not all the 1,700 products are on the promotion, but some specific part of it. And also definitely creating a short time promotion to create more urgency for the sale, and not like 3 weeks long promotion when I do know that, you know, Etsy even gives an identification, some sign that the promotion ends, that the sale ends in a day or two. So the promotion, I think that for this store definitely should be part of the game. Liran, any?
Yeah, so first of all, you're right that it's a good idea to have some promotion, some sales. I mean, on Etsy you have sales and coupons. So it's a good, first of all, it's a good thing to have sales. From my point of view, you should be on sale all the time. If you're selling expensive item, it's a bit a problem to get 20% off. I mean, because it's a lot of discount, but you need to price. I mean, to work on your pricing that you can always be on a sale, because people, I mean, we are all like to buy something on sale. It's hard to remember once the mall were opened a year ago. But when you walk to the mall, or you came back from the mall at home with the bags, and your partner asks you, how much does it cost? You told her it was, or told him it was 30% off. Yeah. I mean, we are buying sales. This is something we are buying. We are buying sales. When they ask us how much it costs, you're talking. It was 40% off. You don't mention the sale. So people like to buy on sale. Okay, that's for sure. And yes, you are right that it's better to do a 2-day sale, because in the last 48 hours, Etsy is writing here that there is only 48 hours or 40 hours or 30 hours till the sale ends. So it you need to take a fast decision, quick decision. And the second thing, if you're running a sale and some of your buyers have favorite this item or this shop, Etsy will send them a notification that the item that they favorite or item at their cart are now on sale, is now on sale. So maybe they will purchase it. So we can do it even every 2 days. Okay. Definitely. The second thing, I guess, in this kind of shop, there is a lot of favorites. We can actually see it.
Yep.
And there is a lot of people that put items on their cart. I mean, leave it on the cart like it's a wish list or something. Mm-hmm. So there is 2 kind of coupons that you can also run. I don't know if Yoram is running this kind of coupons, but there is a abandoned cart coupon and a favorite coupon. which means that you can run some coupon or send coupons automatically. Etsy will send those coupons automatically to people who favorite your shop or item, or add it to their cart. Okay, people who registered on Etsy but add it to the cart, Etsy will send them a notification 24 hours after they did this. I mean, after they favorite it or after they put this item at the cart. And this is great. I mean, for us, it's a great reminder to our buyers.
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, 100%. The last thing I think I wanted to mention here now, if look at the established shop with the more than 3,000 sales, and the ratio. So we can see that 850 reviews, which means about 25%, which is very classical for Etsy. Which means that the work is being done okay. And now looking at this shop, I think that the next step, like the really extension of the work, or maybe the upgrade of the work, would be a very focused work with existing client base. So let's think that instead of the 25% of the shop reviews, we would get to 30% to 40%, increasing the satisfaction ratio, right, and showing this to potential buyers. Now, also from here on, maybe also expanding to additional channels like personal channels and points of sale like websites and of course social. So looking at this store, I just want to take a look at the about section, because the about section could help us a little bit better selling. So in this about section, we might see, because again, we have a nice client base, and we want to make sure that we have the links to a Facebook page, to an Instagram page, and the website and Twitter. It will just, and maybe introducing your team more correctly by explaining that we're here for you and work with existing clients. So there is a video which is very good, and I think it's a good job done here. Just making sure that not only new clients, but also the existing clients base is good enough to work with them, with a post-sale, with a CRM, and so on.
Great. Maybe we'll move on to the third store to review, and we have Polamai Fine Jewelry.
I hope that it's open here somewhere. Is this? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one.
Okay, so again, already established shop. Yeah, well, you know, a quick idea that I have here, that basically this announcement is being indexed in Google. I'm not sure that this kind of announcement would be most effective when somebody looks for Polamai. So let's do this quickly. I'm just going to Google and looking for Polamai. So it's very important to take a look at this, because it's being because Etsy now actively invests in promoting itself on Google. So this this short summary goes to Google. So it's very important that it will be relevant. In some cases, we see that it's something that will not bring people from Google. So it's very good to see that it's the right, it's done in the right way. So we see here 15% off. The promotions are in play. Liran, what do you see interesting here?
I think that if you will stop here exactly.
Yep.
Scroll a bit down. Sorry. This item with the 589. This one, right? It's a great idea. I mean, this thing is a great idea to have your first image. I mean, you have it both. I mean, also the image with the white background, and also on the figure, which is great. I mean, you can see exactly what you are getting and at the same picture. I mean, a lot of people are, I mean, I think this is one of the most the popular question: which photo is the best? So here she done it. I mean, we get 2 or 3 photos at the same time, which is a good idea. It's different from all the other items on Etsy, and actually the photo on the finger, the image is very sharp, very good. And as you can see, this shop works fine. I mean, it works really good. So this is a good idea, and maybe to try to do it to some other items and to see on the statistic if that's what happens. I mean, if people like to click on those kind of items or images. I mean, for sure, the first image is the most important one in each item.
We saw, Liran, that some of the shops have a consistent graphical line for all of their product listings. For example, in the Judaica shop, we saw that all pictures like correspond with one another and are from the same family. In Polemai, for example, it looks like every product listing is a bit different. Does this have an impact on the store's performance or perception?
I guess it's better. It will be better to find what is to find the kind of to find the line and run with it. Maybe what we are seeing here is the way that Polemai
is experimenting.
Yeah. Maybe she's experimenting. Maybe this is how we see it on the desktop. On the mobile, we'll see it a bit different by categories. And on the desktop, you can rearrange your shop. I mean, and it looks like she didn't rearrange, but it will be better to, even if you're having this kind of photos on the finger, I think it's too close. I mean, on the finger to show it. Sorry, but it looks sometimes like a carrot or something, but not a finger. So something to think about. Maybe.
So basically,
maybe you should change it. I think there should be a language to a shop, and here you can find a few kind of styles, which is not the best thing. I mean, the shop is selling. I mean, but I think it can be sell much more if this shop owner will check her statistic, which items she's selling more or which items getting more clicks, and then to choose which kind of background or which kind of style of photos she need to take for the first photo. Let's go inside some item and see what.
So I just want to say that maybe the decision was made because classically the item on the main image should take about 80%. This is the recommendation in e-commerce. 80% of the image. But here, as you say, it really looks like a little bit like a carrot. So maybe for this type of the products, when you actually want to display the measurement and how the item sits on the body, then the importance of that, so that the body itself, it will be recognizable. It will probably look different. So so let's take a look at a few items.
Yeah. Okay. This one. Okay. This one. When you were doing like eternity rings, princess cut. I mean, this is very nice and very good, and it looks very good. But you're in a competition with a lot of sellers. I mean, there is so much eternity and so rings and so much signet rings. I mean, a lot of more of the same, and then you are usually competing, and you can win just by the pricing. I mean, if you will make a discount or something, and I usually suggest to try to do something a bit different. I mean, sometimes it can be, I mean, you can sell eternity ring, but with a different photo, it can make the difference. People will click on it, and this is why I mentioned this collage that she just did. If we look at the title, okay, this title, which is good. I mean, there is a princess cut diamond eternity ring, the sizing, everything. I'm not sure that someone will look for The exact sizing, I mean, so I'm not sure you should put it on the title. I think that you need to check about the channel setting. I mean the channel setting. If it's, I mean, there is a lot of words that sometimes it's technical words that I'm not sure that
only jewelers know what is the meaning.
Yeah, only jewelers will know what does it mean, and not sure that people are looking for it. You can check it once again on your stats if someone ever looked for it. If not, I'm not sure you should have it.
Here, another thing that definitely appears here. First of all, I like the fact that there are these explanatory images, which is very nice. What is missing from, and this is of course for the proportion. And what I'm not sure that this image is the best option for this item. It's something to check. Why? Because on the smaller, it's very detail-oriented image. And when we look at it in the store, so basically it's almost not visible on the thumbnail. So many times the image on the thumbnail is not effective, is when the image is perfect for seeing the precise details, but not so optimal for the thumbnail. For example, this image might be less informative, but on the other side, on the thumbnail, it will look more, because look more like a ring and not.
I want to suggest another. I want to suggest another thing on especially on rings, to add personalization.
Yeah, well, that's a separate theme. But and on one side and on the other side, what I mentioned, a lot of choice here. I'm not sure that the person in $800 or $500 will be able to select the item that they really like. So on one side, it's very, very challenging, very inviting to give all the options that you as a manufacturer can do. On the other side, when a buyer gets into this, he might get a little bit abused by the amount of choice that he has. So especially looking
at for options, Igor.
So, yes, I'm speaking about two. I'm not saying that it's too many options, but I'm looking at this item and I see that there are 39 reviews, which means this item, you know, very broadly was sold about 160 times. After it was sold for 160 times, you might try to experiment to say, look, I never will sell the size 2 US. Maybe this is a wrong assumption, but something to check. Maybe I could give up on the quarters. Quarters are, of course, very good thing that you can do this resizing, or you have it even in stock. On the other side, the person that gets inside, you can really check. Do I really sell this 3/4 and 1/4, right? Or I should stay only with the main sizes and halves. So it's definitely on this stage when I already have an established shop with a 3,000 sales. Then at this stage I should definitely experiment. I will not give up on all the quarters and all the options. I will just create 2 different options, 2 different listings, one with smaller amount of option and then another with a long one. Like this one, it might be that this listing will perform better, especially we see it on successful listings that people start with huge amount of options just to see what works. And then when you already get this feedback from the marketplace saying, okay, we will buy this in 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and nobody buys the platinum. So maybe in this case, I will just separate the platinum into a separate listing just to help people buy easier, because this is quite complicated choice for the person.
Great. We have some live suggestions from the crowd. Can I challenge you with some new websites fresh from the chat box?
Let's do it.
Great. So we have here, I sent you on chat, Igor and Liran, an Etsy shop by Cavallo Fine Jewelry. And Connie is here on the chat with us and here on the webinar. Would love to get your feedback on her shop.
Sure. Okay, let's look. And I also see houses resin. I already.
If we have time, we'll go
let-
to additional ones.
Okay,
Let's
let's
start with Connie's Cavallo Fine Jewelry.
take a look at this. Fortunately, it's a store that
Wow,
I
this is a
do
great
know.
banner. Okay.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
great banner. This is a great seller, which I personally do know. So it will be a little bit easier
okay.
for me. So very quickly, looking at this store, and it's amazing jewelry here. And oh, definitely. A few things I would, when I look at the sections, again, 5 and 3, alongside 130 and 118 items, it seems not, it doesn't look convincing. This is one thing. What I like at this store, that it allows custom orders. Next, having the store based in New York, I definitely would recommend having free shipping here very quickly, right? Now, looking at the store, I don't see any promotions, which I would, again, very much, which I would definitely recommend to have. It has the style of the images which Liran spoke about, which is very good. Now, let me find something. Let's open randomly 3. It's like a blitz look at this.
Just one thing before. I mean, if you look at the store again, if you can scroll a bit up, the featured item, you only featured 2 items, and you can, and it looks, you know, like something is missing. So you can feature another 2 items, and even thinking about upgrade to Etsy Plus, and then you can put some item and sections, and your banner can be like carousel. So it's something to think about. This is something that I just saw. Once again, I mean, this is a very good images, but the shop is open like 15 years.
2006.
Yeah, so it's something to think about. I mean, you were the first shop on Etsy, something like this. Maybe she was on a break or something, but if you will now, at first I saw this 650 sales, but it's really something to be checked. Maybe there is a lot of items. I mean, of those 200 and almost 300 items that never been sold. I mean, that they're you're just keep renewing them for the last 10 years or 12 years, let's say. Okay, and they're not being sold. So this is something to check. I mean, you should go to your listings and check how many times have you renewed this item. If you renewed it a lot of time, please stop. I mean, and you never sold it. In every shop, there is something, you know, it's called Pareto. Pareto means like there is 20% of the items bring you 80% of the sales. It always happens. So we need to examine those 80%, even though it has a great image. If it never sold, I mean, and it exists for, let's say, even 2 years, not 12 years, something is not working. And my suggestion is to stop this item. I mean, to deactivate this item. Let's say if this is a kind of an item that never been sold, to deactivate this item and just upload it once again. Maybe it is very good one, a very good item, but Etsy saw that no one is favoring this item, no one is buying, no one left a review, so they have no interest to show this item on the first pages. So sometimes, you know, after let's say a year or something that you haven't sold this item, you should stop it. I mean, if you haven't sold it and you don't have any, no one is visiting this item, you can see it on the stats. If someone ever visit this item, not ever, even in the last month or 2 months, if no one checking this item, I think you should deactivate it and then upload it once again as a new item with no history, with clear history actually.
And again, when I look inside the products, I see that all the products feature 3 images. I would definitely work to add more, not even the images of the product, but the standard images of your gifting. And when I look, for example, at this item, this item with a $400 price line. So I would definitely either give up on the $13 to ship or
No, maybe you should change. Sorry, but change it to deliver to the US. Then you will find that it's
yeah, maybe
maybe
but yeah, it's just as an idea. So I can definitely
you should change it on the delivery. I mean, not just here, but never mind. I mean, on the
let's see if it gives us.
scroll a bit down, and then you can do it. I mean, here. Oh, stop
No.
here. In,
Yeah. So now it's free. It's great. So again, just thinking maybe the idea is not to deliver to different countries, but anyways, as an example, if it would be into United States, so definitely have it free shipping if this is your target. So improving the images, improving the the titles look quite decent here. Let's take technically when we look. So, for example, I don't know if the horses would be the right. So, definitely.
that's exactly what I want to ask you. Why horse lover gift?
Yeah. Well,
it's not a horse shoe. I guess it's duplicated from another kind of a horse shoe ring, and it's here for the last 10 years or something.
Yeah. So technically, to improve, of course, improving the tags would be a very important task here. Technically improving the products, and here I see that. So especially that we see that this seller does have the images. So why not duplicate them to all the products? It will definitely help to the conversion. So as we said, in addition, so here maybe not on the $30 item, but the description in this case is a very let's say well, it's not helping us, let's say, and even that on the $30 item, it's completely irrelevant because people do not look at the descriptions on the $30 items, but on the $500 items, definitely worth an investment. Okay, so this are 5 cents on this shop.
We've got another shop. The next one comes from Andrea, and he would like you to review his shop, 12 Houses Resin.
Oh, yes, exactly the tab that I opened by mistake or not. Yeah, so looking at this, why I also wanted to take a look at this store, because again, it's the store in the beginning. We see that this store is just building up. So just few general things as we spoke. Probably starting with the 46 products again, we don't know exactly what is the production process here. So maybe it's handmade items, and each item is really takes a lot of time, the photography and the uploading of the item to online. But starting with a shop with a 46 item would be a challenge, definitely. On one side. Another thing, purely technical, 24 item, $24 items. They're quite in Etsy range on one side. On the other side, on the long run, it would be a challenge being profitable in this, not a challenge, but each mistake in the delivery basically ruins all your profit because of the very cheap items. So you're very vulnerable to mistakes, and definitely when having some success, expanding it to more high-priced items, it's not easy to stay profitable in this products. So
on those kind of numbers, I mean $20, you can't run here not a sell and not ads. I mean, it won't work. You will never get it back. I mean, the sales. Maybe the first photo should be with your hand, the one that we just saw. Maybe it's much better. It's even much sharper. That's for sure. I mean, for some reason, it's much sharper. It looks very good. This is something to think about.
So here, yes. So the first idea is, okay, how do I get to the first 100 sales? And the obvious is to run the PPC. PPC means pay-per-click campaigns by Etsy, and run the discounts, short discounts, and quite aggressive discounts. Put your items on a price on the dumping prices, and then you say, okay, on the $21 item, it will be quite challenging, but possible. So the homework here probably would be going zero profit, or even creating some specific budget of, okay, I'm losing $5 on each sale. This is my promotional budget, just to establish my store. The store is still not in the profits, not in the profit stage, but just setting up.
I want to say something about the resin. I mean, once again, it's kind of a technical thing that most of the people, I know you can do great thing with resin, but most of the people are not familiar with it. Most of the search that will be for resin will be from your competitors that will, or something that or from someone's that like to do something like this. Secondly, can you do it once again? I mean, if someone will buy this item, can you make another item like this? It looks like it's almost can be done. It cannot be done. I mean, because each item won't look the same. So does it worth it? I mean, to sell something in $20, and you took photos of it, and you took a video. A lot of time, just the video and the photos, and not talking about preparing this item.
Yeah.
If you can't do it once again, if you can't prepare the same item, I think it's going to be
Very challenging to have this.
Very challenging, exactly.
Yeah. With that, I have to say that on this store, I see a very good investment on the images, and a very nice investment on the content here. And I can take a look here at the when I take a look here at the description, very good explanations here, and also about the hazardous materials. It's a very nice work done here. So the main question here, very nice work here, especially that it's a new store and it's not somebody who works on Etsy for the last 10 years. Very high quality work. The big question is here, will it be profitable on a long time perspective? We see that the images are done in some kind of styling, which creates some face to the shop. Really great work done. Just being very cautious, very careful about the profitability of this store.
Great. So we're running towards the end of this webinar, but maybe we can get one more shop in. I think it's a beautiful one. Let me send you.
I have one open here.
No, there's another one.
This one is not good enough. I think
it's great. They're all great. But let's check the chat. We have Irene from Avrelino. And
so before we jump there, Oded, if you allow me, if it's already open, so just one, even on one thing, what I love in this place, which we did not see till now, I think, it's the banner was adjusted to the sales season, which is great. We're speaking it, especially on Etsy, unlike bigger marketplaces like, I don't know, Sears, Walmart, eBay, or Amazon. There is a huge importance of the shop. So having this shop prepared to the sales season is very good. Now, to what Liran said, we see only 2 featured items. Why not 4? You have 56 items, so just fill this space. It's very precious space that you have. On the sections, again, when I see a huge row of sections on one side, on the other side, I see only a section with just one item. It's kind of contradicting the idea. The discounts are here, nice done. And then when we look at the items, we see that the images were done with a variety of colors. It's a great investment here. Again, making sure here that the colors, that the products are repeatable. In this case, it looks to me that they are, which is great because on this
what
price
about
level.
languages, Igor? So we see, for example,
Yes,
that most of the
it's
shop is in
right?
English, but
Yep.
the category names for me did not mean a lot. Is there any way to adjust
think
languages on Etsy
yeah.
to be more effective?
One thing, if you click again on one item, and I think it's not exactly an issue, but if you scroll a bit down, you can see that it's written here. Stop here under the description. It's written translated by Microsoft, meaning that this shop was written in another language, and Etsy just translated it. That's why the categories that you see, the section are you're not understand what does it mean because it's not in English. Same thing about the description and the title and the tags. Sometimes if you're typing on Etsy on a different language, which you can do. I mean, you can you know, you can write in French or in any other language, and Etsy will translate it. But sometimes it doesn't translate it well, or it even sometimes translate it very bad. And maybe, you know, there is some words in French that are French that sounds that have another meaning in English. I usually in Israel we are getting this example of a butterfly shirt. I mean, butterfly shirt in English means in America means with a long with something like butterfly. In Hebrew you call it bat shirt, which will not translate it correctly. Okay, so this is thing to think about when you're translating your shop automatically, and it's better to write in English and not to use the Etsy translation.
So when we look, but Odette, to your question, if you can look at the comments, I see that there are some comments in Spanish. So my guess is that it's a very, it can be a niche when the seller specifically targets an audience, because I see that this store is actually based in Los Angeles in US, right? So maybe that it's a conscious decision when the person say, look, I am going into the Spanish speaking or Japanese speaking or whatever speaking audience. In some cases, we see that it does provide a great opportunity because there is not so much competition with alternative languages. And when we have the ability to work, also Etsy allows you to create the translation to your listings. So when you have this skill in-house of additional languages, it's definitely something worth investing in, and it can do a great job.
Great.
So
great. Thank you, guys. One last site for the day, the Averlino site by Irene. Look at the chat for the URL.
Yep, I already found it. Ta-dam, 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 Averlino.
Yeah. So we have 5 minutes to review this website, and then we'll bid for well.
Averlino.
Very cute. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Liran, what do you think?
Yes, if you can scroll down, I saw this shop earlier today, and I saw it's a great photos. I mean, this photo with the rabbit with on the hand, I mean the bunny, looks very good, very good. The nice bunny ring. I mean, it looks very good, very sharp. I love those photos. That's for sure. I mean, there is professional photos. You can see the items very well. You can see the sizing. Everything looks great. I mean, at the first sight. We can go inside some item and check. I mean, the one thing that I saw that is that she got some 2 bad reviews in the last few months or something. Igor, if you can, yeah, exactly. Search for the newest. This is something that that we should always take in mind. I mean, to see what we can do. I mean, the customer is complaining about the shipping. I mean, he didn't get the item on time. He needed to his wedding, so it's a big problem. That's for sure. This is something you always need to take in mind, especially in this time. I mean, there is a lot of problem with the shipping and delivery. For first, and this is all usually happens on the jewelry. I mean, when people are selling jewelry with $300 and above, usually you will send it via FedEx, DHL, and the others, and it will be expedited shipping. I guess here, if she didn't do so, so it took a while to the item to be released from the customs or something. Do all the take all the documents that you need to add to the items once you deliver the item, because you don't want the last mile to be your last mile actually, and that's what happened. I mean, there is two disappointed customers just because of the delivery, which is very sad.
But how important is the two disappointed reviews versus, the 20 extremely happy customers
I just saw
that shop has?
I just saw that it's not 5 stars. That's all. It's not 5 stars. It's and most of the shops on Etsy are 5 stars. If you will get another 5, 6 reviews, it will be 5 stars again. Etsy is not doing the exact calculation, and it's always going to the 5 star, but still, because it happened lately, I mean, just few months ago or something, it still reflect here, and people will check why it's not 5 star.
So
okay.
Yeah. So in this case, if this happens, because this shop is just in the beginning, and of course, on the 22 reviews, it's very important there's 2 negative reviews, and obviously the person, when he is the buyer, when he's not happy with the purchase, there are higher chances that he will leave this negative review. So again, the homework in this shop is definitely create the next, as Liran said, 5, 6, and maybe 20 purchases. Because if I want to have 5 reviews, it means I have to do 20 purchases, so that with a ratio 1:4, I will get the review. So, which means what I'm currently doing, and maybe this is this is what we are seeing here, 20% off. What we have to make sure that in the next week or 2 or month, no matter what the price is, I know that it sounds strange, but no matter why, because we're still paying for the PPC, we're still paying for even having the store and the listings, and maybe the person who operates the highest expense here is this e-commerce person in the biggest business that operates all this. So our idea, our goal now is to create this 20 sales, and on the $70 item, on the $50 item, if we even sell it on $30, we do it as fast as possible, just to get this another 10 reviews, so that we will be back to 5 stars view. So this is the next target here on this store. So also, again, looking at the images, as Liran said, it's on one side, it's very good images. What I would add definitely here again, the promotional images, the call to action. So maybe it's a watermark, maybe it's additional images of displaying the specific. So we know that this store is now on sale, okay, 20%. So for example, having in this item, the next image saying 20% off on our, I don't know, bunny earrings would drag the attention of the buyers and help this sell. Now looking technically, of course, I'm not counting, but the idea is, of course, what we check is if all the 13 tags are used. Etsy allows us to.
It's written the religious jewelry, which I'm not sure.
Maybe it's a bunny religion, we don't know. So
Well, there are some crosses there. There's also religious.
Yeah, no, but this one,
but
this tag is related to this bunny.
To this item. So it's a bunny religion. So yes, definitely looking at.
Maybe it's a rabbi.
Rabbi. So it's a rabbit. Yeah, it's
guys. I want to thank you for your very insightful feedback for all the websites that we reviewed. I'm sure that everyone on the webinar has learned a lot from your experience and expertise. And guys on the webinar, if you have any questions to our experts or you want to know more about selling jewelry online, I encourage you to follow Valigara and eDealer on LinkedIn and Facebook, and to get in touch with us for a personal review of your Etsy shop. I want to thank you and thank the experts here and wish everybody a great 2021. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Great year.